But yeah, you were talking about the Thatch and we're talking about the Cross. I'm a long time ago Thatch boy. He was the first character I ever really kind of wanted to play. He didn't have like signatures though. Like a couple other characters had the same signatures that he did, and they weren't good. So I strayed away from
just
him.
The heavies.
Moved on to the Vrax. But I've also spent some time playing Cross. Love to see the Cross. I like his gauntlets. I like his blasters. I think he has some solid signatures. I'm looking at the gauntlet side signature to hit like kind of right up close. It doesn't have the range that you're seeing with like a Rayman side signature. They kind of hit similar, but the Rayman one has a lot more range, but it's still that nice up close. It's quick, has that neutral signature on the gauntlets as well in case your opponent is panic jumping. But first game here, we're going to the Dome, or as they like to call it, the Windy City.
But this is Miami and that's Chicago, but hey, well, details, right? But right now, ooh, Fiend already taking a ton of damage from Lopes as he has the weapon advantage for the first 15 seconds of the game. Fiend now with the sword is going to hold Lopes off on the side, and that's going to be a very careful positioning that Lopes has to be careful of. Getting hit by that down sig as well is going to start building up damage back in the favor of Fiend. And another down sig, nice catch move that is a great punishing option for anyone trying to move in. It has a very nice wide range of movement that can just catch so much. Very nice combo there from Fiend as well to push Lopes off on the side.
Yeah, the D-Sig on Sword is my favorite thing on Thatch. Like, you talk about his other signatures, and they either are not so great, or they have their, like, niche cases. Like the cannonballs. They aren't great to use all the time, but they do have their niche uses. I really like the Sword D-Sig, though, like, all the time.
Cannonballs always have a use all the time. I don't know what you're talking about. But, ooh, Haymaker coming in downtown and was taking the stock off of Fiend, and this is that risk reward that I think we were talking about just a little bit with Thatch being low on defense that you have to be careful of. Cross being one of the higher, I believe, strength characters on Gauntlets is very dangerous, and that's going to be Fiend getting taken off the top. That's the first stock off of him this time, and now the stocks all evened up, and the damage is really close as well. So that together is going to lead to a pretty even standpoint between these two.
Yeah, Fiend is outpacing Lopes just a little bit. I can't tell. Did that side air, did we get rollback on that? It sounded like it made the hit noise, but then it dropped like very early on into that, like a few frames in, and that dropped because it was right around that corner, that interesting interaction. Fiend's sort of controlling the game so far. He's definitely winning out on damage. It seems like he has most of the map control here as well. There's a nice nair from Lopes, but he's not able to find too much of it. Afterward, neutral sig comes out from Fiend. You're also seeing the high strength from Thatch coming in here. So he's going to hit hard. He's also going to get hit hard.
Smart moves, moving back. He's going to get caught off by the neutral light. Lopes trying to make his way back, but no weapon. Doesn't need it as he goes in, grabs the blasters. The blasters now having a lot of upward coverage. It's not going to do much as that recovery takes him off the top, putting him in the last stock.
Fiend's in a really good spot here. Maybe about halfway through this stock. Has the weapon advantage.
Ooh.
There's a D-Light into the gravity cancel neutral heavy. That second hit being the one that put him into red. So I don't think a gauntlet recovery will kill yet, but it might, depending on how high it picks up. But Fiend, man, he might not get hit at all. GC Hand of God coming out. Nice D-Light into the recovery. A little bit of a clash out there. He's got to be careful. Gets punished. He had that recovery that kind of stuck him, held him right there in the air. That exhausted recovery doesn't have very vertical movement in it whatsoever.
Still in a phenomenal position, though. He does have Lopes basically in that danger zone. Damage coming out, but the recovery right out of the gravity cancel. Downlight is all that Fiend needs to close out game number 1. 582 damage to about 4... I missed the rest of the numbers. I think it was 422. But that's quite a bit of damage difference. 482 to... Or 4... whatever. Game number 2 coming up right now. Maps being banned. Where are we going?
Maybe Demon Island. We've seen a lot of Demon Island this weekend. It's not Demon Island. Going to Mammoth. That's the map I would have expected a lot more of before this weekend started. But now that we've seen this weekend play out, there's been a lot of Demon Island. A shocking amount of Demon Island. Dare I say a majority of Demon Island out of all the maps that have been played. I don't know if there are automated tools to see that. I think there are in like maybe Smash GG, so we're going to have to check that out after all this is said and done. But my money would be on Demon Island as one of the most picked maps.
One of the most, for sure. I mean, we have been seeing it quite a bit this entire weekend. And I don't know if that's just favorability towards that map, if that's just wanting shorter sides, or just the best option for people compared to what's left after the bans nowadays. So I don't know. It's something to be curious about, whether or not that is the case or how many times it's been picked. But already Lopes getting a lot of damage built up, looking for that KO. There's the side sig. It's going to be across the map. That's not going to lead to a KO, regardless of how low the defense is. Fiend making his way back to the stage is going to get punished again. Unarmed haymaker. That's like, what, 4 in a row? Unarmed heavies that Lopes was able to connect on a Fiend, finding that KO. That's really impressive stuff.
He's been able to find several of those, just kind of riding along with Fiend's motion as he's moving across the stage. Starts with a little string coming out, hits the nair, doesn't get the side air again. He's been going for that multiple times, and Fiend's been going down under it. Ooh. Oh, again with the GCD light recovery pickups. The first one was like 1 or 2 jump heights up last game. This one all the way up top. If Lopes would have been orange, dare I say, that might have led to a knockout, but he was red, so it definitely led to one. That is such a solid option that Fiend is finding. These sword players, oh man, that's another I love. Oh man, that sig is so good. Being able to cover both sides, if you dash in with that, or you chase dodge with that, or even if you just do a gravity cancel that, like waking up right in the middle of the air, you can catch so many options with it. It's so good.
So much damage being built up from both players here. Fiend in his last stock has to be careful. Lopes getting a lot of damage off on the Fiend. And this is where the damage, the defense on Thatch comes into play, and you really have to be careful. Taking 2 recoveries back to back, that's huge. Almost finding the blaster recovery, not going to find it. That would have led to a kill, that being so high up in the sky. Neutral sig, and the charge up. He was trying to time out that dodge. Oh, Lopes! Slide charge right off the side. You were talking that sig up, and he found the finisher exactly with that. Gravity canceled right there off stage. Beautiful, beautiful finisher there from Lopes to take game number 2, tying the set.
We regularly talk about special signatures like that cover both sides. Since we don't see as much crossplay as someone like Olgrim, you have the axe down signature that covers both sides and covers in the air. So we regularly talk about how good that one is. You have some other ones like Taro's hammer down signature, which grabs on one side then grabs on the other, but stuff like that is really slow, and the active frames being a blessing can also be a curse. But with this down signature, it's so fast. I would say it's definitely his best one. I think it's his most usable one. You can use it a lot, and you can use it fairly safely. I am a big fan of that signature.
Oh yeah, it's I mean, it was one of the default blaster sigs. I mean, both of the side sig on cross and the down sig were both the default, just regular blaster heavies. So they were phenomenal then, and they're still phenomenal now. Ooh, very nice spot dodge from Lopes to get the reversal there on the Fiend. And now Fiend looking for a KO. Not going to get it. Gets the recovery stuff, but it's not going to lead into the follow-up that he was looking for here. Weapon throw. We have a side light, maybe, a side air, looking for the KO, looking for something here, but Lopes is playing a very careful game, trying to make his way back up, and finds the option.
Now, normally Fiend is the one with a little bit of swagger in his step here, but I would say in this set, Lopes is the one putting some more stank on his moves. Like, the way he's moving around, the moves he's using, we're not seeing those weapon toss combo extensions from Fiend. He's playing more of a normal game, and Lopes has a little bit of flash there. There's a little bit of sauce on everything.
And a little bit of Valentina on there, getting a little bit of spicy. Lopes making it look very good, too, as he brings things back to 2 stocks even. Fiend looking for a little bit more right now. Lopes looking to expand this lead right out of the gate in his fresh stock. And, of course, you can afford that because you don't have to play as back-footed, trying to extend the stock out like you do when you were in the red. Uh-oh, that could have been real bad if he landed that down air, pushing him down because Fiend was exhausted at that point. The dodge is all he had left.
Fiend over on the corner with that instant ground pound that you can get. You activate it right as you're hitting the ground. Lopes back over on the wall. Fiend hasn't shown much off stage in terms of edgeguard situations. Anything to write home about so far. GC down heavy coming out from Lopes. Dodging right through that ground pound from Fiend. Lopes' dodges have been really good. Oh, he goes for the D-Light dare into the side air. We saw him do the GC D-Light dare into the gravity cancel neutral light earlier, and that worked really well. Wasn't able to find the side air there. Gonna juggle those weapons, keeping himself here in the lead. Has the sword in hand. Weapon spawn comes in. Fiend's gonna grab it, throw an old sword away, grab a new sword. Just controlling the middle of the stage. Side lights over to the right side. In comes the spawn to the left. Lopes grabs a pair of blasters.
Taking him right off the top. That's the recovery. Finishing Fiend's second stock, and now it's 1-1 in the set here. Tied up in the set, tied up in game. This is for the advantage in the best of 5, so we'll see what comes to fruition here. Lopes doing a great job getting movement and the follow-ups here. The reads just absolutely perfect, and Fiend not damaged enough to get KO just yet. Lopes still has a little bit more work to do. Weapon throw is going to be nice. He gets the gauntlets back. Fiend going off stage, looking, almost didn't have any options. It was so patient. If he jumped off there, that was 100% death.
If he was playing, the double D-Light into the side air, a little bit more damage. Gonna send Lopes actually off screen there. Nice little soft weapon toss to try and cover his landing. He's able to pick it back up. Weapon toss comes out from Fiend. He's disarmed. There's the sidelight. The recovery is dodged through by Fiend. Not going to be the option. There's the side air bouncing off the stage. Weapon toss goes out. Lopes without a weapon. Neutral light, unarmed Kit sending Fiend. He's recovering high in the blaster side air to follow it up. Lopes meets him up there in the air, and just about 40 damage difference between these two players. 608. That means Fiend took about 203 damage per stock that game on small Brawlhaven as a lower defense character playing into a higher strength character. That's very impressive. I mean, Lopes did a similar thing though. Like he also took that damage. Similar damage that it took to knock him out.
And it took so much longer to knock Lopes out because he had those spot dodge timings just perfectly. You could say that they were spot on because they were so good. But going into game number 4, or game number 4 right now, it is going to be Fiend making a swap off of the Thatch. He's going to be trading up the stats just a little bit, going to get an extra defense here as he swaps over to the Hattori, swapping the blasters for the spear. So this is going to be a pretty interesting swap. Of course, we've seen him on this pick previously. The Thatch is his mainstay, and I think he even asked on Twitter what people believed was his best character, and I think Thatch overwhelmingly was the general gist of the poll. But we'll see if he has better luck, or at least better success on the Hattori.
He's going to be carrying over that sword from the Thatch pick, but he's also going to be introducing a spear into this. Of course, carry over from his Hattori pick that we've seen him play, but also the Nash pick that we've seen him play. Curious as we are in Game 4 right now, if it leads to a Game 5 off of a Fiend victory, he still does have the option to switch over to that Nash, but if he's feeling good on the Hattori, he has the damage lead so far right now, largely on the back of the sword. D-Light Dare, he still is going for the side airs. That's an interesting choice. Normally, if you see the 3-hit D-Light Dare option, the 3rd hit is either a gravity cancel, neutral light, or they go for the recovery. Not a lot of people do I see going for D-Light Dare into the side air. He's now missed it twice.
Good coverage from Fiend, denying the weapon spawn. Lopes almost finding the KO off the top. Go for the side light. That's the opener. Looking for a little bit more, trying to find the dodge read. Ooh, goes to the double down air. Gets the first one, not the second one. This is going to be a little bit of pressure. Weapon throw is going to connect, and that is going to be Lopes converting that weapon throw into the first KO for him. Game number 4.
Lopes stripped the field, wanted to stay on these gauntlets. Neutral light is going to catch a falling Lopes as he was reaching up for a gauntlet neutral air, but Fiend was staying grounded enough. D-Light into the into the neutral heavy there to get that almost KO. That put Lopes in a bad spot, and he's continuing to be in a bad spot. D-Light recovery almost for the knockout off the top.
Oh, very nice option there. Going right through the option, the side light from Lopes to move right behind him and get the hit in. The signature move as well, getting the extra force knockback and damage, converting that into a KO. Very nice option from Fiend to convert that into a kill and take an even bigger advantage. And now, taking Lopes off the side, that was looking extremely dangerous. Finding a down air there after all of that onto Lopes could have even spelled even more trouble and even potentially a really early kill. And you see a lot of this momentum being taken by Fiend right now. He's controlling this game. He's controlling the map space. He's not letting Lopes get back on a stage for more than a second. And now getting back on, now forcing him back off again. Down air coming out from Lopes, getting back on a stage. The platform comes. That's going to give Lopes a little bit of assistance because now he does have somewhere to stand, but getting pushed off. Fiend going in without even a weapon.
Yeah, you see him fading back just a little bit. That's the amazing unarmed kit that Fiend has. One of the best unarmed kits that we've seen in the world. He has no problem spending a significant amount of time of his game unarmed. The D-Light side air almost cleaning this one up. Fiend also going to have lower defense here on this Hattori pick. That down air is going to finish up this stock. Not going to have enough. You're going to see him at least attempt to get back, but Lopes very deep in the red here. Could be in KO damage depending on which option Fiend goes for. You see the D-Light into the recovery. Didn't want to opt for the gravity cancel neutral heavy. Going to be harder to pull off and might not even KO now that it's sort of a shadow of its former self. See him recovering back to the stage. Neutral Light trying to poke right as Lopes is going to come over the corner, but a little bit too slow. Lopes is fast enough on that draw to get back to the platform. Nice dare, hits him, weapon toss to break up the momentum just a little bit. Lopes is unarmed. Falling neutral air, goes for the recovery, misses that one. Side stick from Fiend, gonna clean it up. The Hattori pick, definitely the right choice, and it's coming in at the right time as he was already down 2 games.
And it looks like he is going to be carrying this over into the last game. No swap from Lopes, so we might see a little bit of a similar dynamic right here. But we are going to see Mammoth Fortress banned out where Lopes isn't going to want to see that pulled out again. We're going to see Crystal Temple as well, seeing some longer stages, except we are leaving Demon Island and Small Brawlhaven. And it looks like Demon Island is going to be where Fiend wants to go. This is going to be pretty similar to the Mammoth Fortress pick, except for the fact that the walls are much, much shorter here. No platform as well moving across the stage, but a very long map, very similar to Shipwreck Falls as well.
Now this is going to be Lopes showing some cojones here, wanting to take the Demon Bride Hattori to the Demon Island. That is a scary situation that I would not want to find myself in, but his other options, I believe, were Small Brawlhaven and Enigma, so maybe this was the best of a bad situation.
I mean, we'll definitely see. I mean, you do only get to pick from one of the 3 that your opponent gives you when they take the L. So this is obviously exactly what he wanted. Not anything with the closer blast zones, because the blast zones here still are pretty spread out. The ceiling is pretty far away, and those side walls as well. Lopes getting kicked, the gravity cancel side kick. I haven't seen that option in quite a while, but it's so effective when you land it.
I need to look up that Twitter poll that Fiend did, because this Hattori is completely different from what we saw on the Thatch earlier.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I voted for Thatch, too, because I love the Thatch. I'm pretty biased. I still like to see the Thatch, but no, this is winning, so you can't knock it.
Oh, yeah, you commented Thatch. That wasn't even an option. You commented Thatch.
Oh, true.
It was Hattori, Nash, Bryn, and then he said outro with a question mark. Not really sure exactly what that means. Nash was the most, Hattori was the second most, then the Bryn, and then whatever outro means was the least choice. There are a lot of Thatch comments, though, so you're not alone.
I mean, look, I'm going to pretend like you did that for me, and I'm honored. So it wasn't even on the poll. Thank you very much, Fiend. Anyway, that's going to be a KO right off the top. From the down sig, Lopes getting punished and launched down to space. And that is going to be the last stock for Lopes right here. This is the game number 5. This is the tournament, well, not the tournament, but the winner's side bracket stock for Lopes here. So if he wants to go into winner's final with a little bit of an advantage here, he's going to have to hold on to this just a little bit longer. Fiend doing such a good job on the Hattori, though, using these options nearly perfectly, especially this down sig. I don't think I've seen really anyone utilize Hattori down sig as much as he has during this game. Ooh, very nice option going deep. Uh-oh.
Oh no, and it's taken away just like that. Lopes capitalizing on that opportunity, picking up 2 ground pounds, getting the knockout onto Fiend in orange, but still so much damage has been done. Fiend is still in a fantastic spot. Even though he lost that stock early, it basically doesn't matter. He near JV2'd that game, only took 345 damage, and almost all of that went into the first 2 stocks. That's basically 170 damage per stock, and that second one, he lost in orange, so he was on really good pace in terms of his survivability, except for that kind of hiccup that we saw on the second stock. And that's going to be it. It was a game 5 situation. Did he get the reverse 3?
I don't think so. Not in the last game at the very least. It was relatively even.
Okay, yeah, he ended up winning game 1. I forgot he won game 1 on Miami.
He definitely started off with the dub because he would have swapped to the Hattori in game 3 rather than game 4, if that were the case, I think. But either way, that's actually one of the games, and huge shout out to part of the Creed, of course, for making the damage graph. It's those kind of games, I think, when you have such a big damage difference and the end of the game is still extremely close, that I'd love to see those damage